We are entering a brave new world, right, where our government has effectively ignored ransomware for about a decade now. And the little things they've done as far as regulations and putting law enforcement in place has really just not been effective at all. It has not slowed the flow of ransomware. Well, finally, after the pipeline got hit, after the meat packing plants got hit, after Congress got hit, as these, it really becomes super visible to the people in Washington, D.C., especially with the pipeline, because gas prices went up. So once the voters get unhappy, that's when the government takes action. And so that's what we're seeing now. Unfortunately, this isn't as strong as I'd like to see. So they're telling that they are giving ransomware hacks similar priority as terrorism. That doesn't mean they're reacting the same way. They're not going to move the military out to respond to a ransomware attack. But it means that as far as the government agencies sharing information, the FBI, CIA, that the Department of Homeland Security is now going to be involved in these ransomware attacks and sharing information between the two so that the agencies can better respond. So when an attack hits one organization, they can begin sharing information with other companies and so on to help us be a little more prepared. It's a good thing. It's a step in the right direction. It's absolutely not enough, but at least they're finally doing something.
I don't know if a few of you had been able to see the news that broke yesterday following the Colonial Pipeline. And of course, arcing back to JBS and the steamship and Fujifilms and like what was the ransomware du jour last week? There were just so many. But Colonial Pipeline had a fraction or a portion of the money that was paid to the hackers. They gave them $4.4 million. And now, just yesterday, FBI comes and says, hey, we've actually been able to seize some of that money back. They got $2.3 million, which is going to equal like 63 Bitcoin when it was 75 Bitcoin that was originally given to the hackers. But the number offset is just because the value of cryptocurrency has changed and fluctuates.
Yeah, it took a big dip today, didn't it? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, even following this news, hey, that's going to hit the market a little bit more. But if you were to ask for my hot take, and maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm ignorant on this one, but I think that cryptocurrency is one of the single enablers, or that's one enabling factor in cybercrime today, because there's no other technology that gives the bad actors this perfect getaway car. Like, there are no borders. It's completely anonymous. You can ask for whatever amount you want. There's no oversight, no governing authority, no bank, no anything. Maybe that is something that we need to maybe turn some of our focus to kind of hinder all this harm.
Is there any way for us to put Pandora back in that box at this point? Or are we just, unfortunately, that is the world we live in, and now we got to deal with it?
I guess I don't know the answer, truth be told. I don't have an 1,000% one size fits all answer.
Don knows, Don.
I know. I don't know if it looks like legislation. I don't know if it looks like other safeguards. But I know before the advent of cryptocurrency, maybe ransomware wasn't running as rampant as it is today. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said it on the show before. Like, I think cryptocurrency should be illegal. There's a huge amount of naivety to it. That, yes, there's this idea that you don't want the government to control the currency. The government shouldn't just be able to print its own money and manage inflation. Like, we should let the market do it, and Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency would allow that to happen. So that's the guiding principle behind its creation. But the reality is the bulk, and I mean, you could probably guess 80% and be right, but it's probably well over 90% of the usage of cryptocurrency is for illegal purposes. That countries like North Korea and Iran that are under financial sanctions, there's no mystery as to why so much Bitcoin mining happens in those countries. That is a way for them to generate that, or they hack into companies to steal Bitcoin, or Bitcoin exchanges get hacked. And it's all really just facilitating crime in numerous ways. Drug sales, ransomware.
It's a great way to launder money.
Yeah. And, this is true of other technologies too, like the end-to-end encrypted signal app where, hey, we have freedom of speech in the United States, so we don't want the government to have decryption keys to be able to access that information. We don't want backdoors, right?
Yep.
Which is true. But at the same time, here's this technology that is perfect for drug dealers and hitmen and so on. So we have to make a choice of do we want to have like ultimate dedication to these freedoms, or do we want to try and attack these criminals? I don't think there's a middle ground.
Said, he who chooses safety or security over privacy deserves neither.
Wow. Oh, that's Jefferson,
Was it
right?
Jefferson?
I think it was a
Yeah.
Jefferson thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed that segment, be sure to check out our entire podcast available in the playlist right here. And you can always subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech news and other happenings in the IT world. Be sure to tune in every Thursday for new episodes. I hope to see you there.